Across the ocean in a work week, shattering the Transatlantic sailing record follows elite navigator Stan Honey and the Comanche crew as they set sail to shatter the world record for monohull transatlantic sailing. Created by Great Big Story in partnership with Land Rover and directed by QB King, the documentary tracks the Comanche from New York to the southern tip of England across 5 days, 14 hours, 21 minutes, and 25 seconds. Across the Ocean in a Work Week fits the codes and conventions of the expository mode of documentary. The documentary accomplishes Michael Reynolds' fundamental modality of recording, revealing, and preserving. Expository documentaries are the ideal mode when seeking to convey information or mobilize support. The mode gives the impression of objectivity, claiming to present well-supported or proven information. It achieves this through addressing the viewer directly through the means of the spoken word. Many expository documentaries utilize a voice of God commentary, where the speaker is only heard, never seen. This voice of God commentary seeks to propose certain perspectives or advance an argument. The practice of voice of God dates to early filmmaking procedures, when technical limitations required directors to use voiceovers. What was once a result of technical restrictions is now a key component of the expository mode. This narration claims to deliver the truth, and indeed viewers accept it as truth due to the commentator's official tone, which provides for a sense of credibility. Across the Ocean in a Work Week employs the voiceover to introduce the crew, present the history of the transatlantic sailing record, and give the personal record of the Comanche. The gaps between the interviews are filled in by the voice-over commentary, linking the conversations that are had. Expository mode utilizes evidentiary editing to organize images in accordance with the script. Nichols writes that places and things may appear and disappear as they are brought forward in support of the film's point of view and perspective. Shots may have been filmed years or continents apart, but when linked together, they present a single argument or story. Snippets of footage showcase the various wins by the Comanche, transitioning the boat through the different races to highlight its power and speed. Outside footage from other films is also included to provide a detailed history of the transatlantic sailing record. The cuts do not follow a single timeline in that they are not pieced in chronological order. Instead, the images are used to unfold the backstory of the Comanche and the transatlantic record, with each segment graphically illustrating what is said. Across the Ocean in a Work Week also relies on interviews, the expository mode requiring the director to remain absent from view to hide any possible perception of bias or intervention. These interviews position the audience to recognize the characters as specialists, situating the interviewees in front of sailing equipment or a bookcase featuring texts on sailing and its history. This gives the impression of a learned or expert character who can provide the facts, explanations as required. Obviously, expository documentaries rely heavily on the spoken word and voiceover, whether it's through a commentator, direct interviews, or overheard conversations. King moves from an interview where the specialist explains certain tasks required of the crew to footage illustrating the crew pulling the sails in and steering the boat. Images exist in expository documentaries only to support the argument being presented. Another convention typical of expository documentaries is illustrative animations and graphics. King employs numerous graphics throughout the documentary, namely to detail the travel of the Comanche across the Atlantic from New York to the southern tip of England, mapping the voyage. Other examples include graphics which illustrate the design of the Comanche schematic overlaid on top of footage of the ocean waves. Intertitles and captions are used to indicate who is speaking and their position in relation to the boat. They also use small flags to illustrate the nationality of the speaker. This further indicates where the Comanche is positioned and the rising speed as the crew sets sail. King fuses dramatic footage showcasing the alarming conditions faced by the Comanche crew, with powerful and climactic music, the two setting the tone for the entirety of the documentary. King chooses to employ long shots to illustrate the graphical location and highlight the large scale of the project. The shaky camera footage further highlights the danger to be incurred, with a shot presented of the waves crashing against the Comanche. The rough and raw quality of the film also lends itself to the idea that King is recording real events as they happen. This strengthens the sense of reliability of the film, giving the impression of objectivity, even though King has purposefully structured it in this manner. Across the Ocean in a Work Week, Shattering the Transatlantic Sailing Record is an ideal example of the expository mode, employing a wide range of expository elements, such as voiceover, narration, interviews with specialists, and illustrative graphics. The expository nature of this film provided a straightforward and seemingly unbiased recount of what is an important historical event in sailing history,